And now we go into reviewing that comic book we were talking about a lot during our Do You Know, and that is What If Miles Morales Became Captain America?
Now,
Okay.
for those of you who don't know, there's a quick little pretense that I want to put in here is that we picked this as a one issue thing. This is actually a 5-part series. So, guys, if you get a chance to, this is 1 out of 5. So go check out the rest.
Yes, this is very good. I will start off our review. So, What If Miles Morales
Real
became.
fast, Sonny, I just want to say shout out. Thank you, Wesley. Thank you for joining the show.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it. Hopefully, you subscribe and stay around a little bit longer because we got a lot more shows for you.
Oh, yeah, like I said, not just here on Wednesdays, many days throughout the week. Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, many other days as well. Am I missing another day?
Well, I work on the 8:25 schedule, so it kind of
Like you said, subscribe and
yeah.
you'll be updated on whenever there's episodes and things like that. And now, okay, I will start us off on this review of What If Miles Morales Became Captain America. It is written by Cody Ziegler. The artist is Paco Medina. And the inkers are Walden Wong, Victor Elizaba, and Sean Parsons. The color artist is Chris Sotomayor, and the letterer is VC's Corey Pettit. Okay, so now we can get on to the story. Obviously, this is a what if story. So, first, we find out how Miles Morales became Captain America, and we find out that it was his uncle, Aaron Davis, who stole the serum, and then Miles found it in the refrigerator, and that's how he got it. That's how he got these powers, and then eventually became Captain America. And on a mission, his uncle had seemingly died, which is something that haunted him, but he eventually moved on, and then we see that he is dealing with there is the Prowler is going after a building with the Prowler and all of his men, his guys by him, and we have Miles Morales and the Falcon, who is actually Tiana Toombs.
Mhm.
They together team up. They fight the Prowler, but the Prowler still blows the building up. And then we see after that Sam Wilson is actually in charge of Shield now.
Yes.
They go over what's going on, tell us about Grayskull, what he's after. They're going after him. I won't get too into details about that, but we move on to the story. Miles is having a video call with his parents, and then Tiana's there. He kind of ends the call quickly, and then we see as the readers that Miles and Tiana are actually in a relationship together. But then they're called onto their mission to take on Grayskull, who is with the Prowler, and then they come across some of the symbiotes. And then there's a little fight, but the Prowler kind of takes him out very quickly. I was a little surprised at how fast with his ball with electricity, just took him out. And then we find out that Grayskull is using he has the Tinker they've created. They have this machine, and it's to get Grayskull to enter any dimension he wants to. So then Miles Morales as Captain America and Tiana Toombs is Falcon. They go there. A battle ensues. We see a lot going on. Mostly the Prowler. We find out that the Prowler is actually Aaron Davis, Miles' uncle, who he thought was dead. And then
Didn't they try to use him as the Winter Soldier?
in
that, I feel like there's a reference to it. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
no problem. Yeah, maybe I'd have to read it again. I don't remember catching one, but so yeah, there's battle ensues, and then obviously Captain America, Miles Morales, Captain America, takes on Grayskull, and then he's about to go in any dimension. And I don't want to give too much of the ending away, but there is a part where the orb, how would you call it? The
Almost like the Tesseract.
cube, yeah, like the Tesseract, and Captain America uses his shield as the one thing he believes that can stop it, and we see the image of all kinds of other dimensions, all other Miles Moraleses in other dimensions, and we see him as Wolverine. We get the image of him as Wolverine, Thor, Hulk, and I think still Spider-Man too, right?
Yeah, there's another Spider-Man there as well.
So he sees the multiple versions of himself. And if you want to know more about it, I say to check out the comic of What If Miles Morales Had Become Captain America. I think it is a good one. Like I said, the interesting thing about us is you read it knowing that it's a 5-part series.
Yeah.
Whereas I read it just thinking, oh, it's all different what ifs. Just if Miles Morales was this character, that character, that character. But at the end of this, I realized, and anybody reading it would know, okay, this isn't just different what ifs. This is a whole storyline that all goes
Right.
together. And I thought it was actually pretty cool. Like for me, I liked it, the story, thought it was
Mhm.
good. There was a bit of a surprising ending for me, then realizing, okay, this is a whole story arc. What ifs usually didn't do that. The one time I remember they did was with Timequake, where they had, I think it was about 5 issues that connected together with the Watcher, but usually it was just different stories all the time.
Yeah.
So I think it was interesting. I liked it, like the artwork. The one thing I didn't really care for was when they would use slang. I think that's something still in comics that is kind of off, that a lot of
It's hit
artists
or
don't
miss,
feel about. Yeah, it's
depending on
very
how they
hit and
use it.
miss. Yeah, I feel like a lot still need a lot of improvement on it. That sometimes it feels like it doesn't seem authentic when it's
Yeah, it
in
doesn't seem
there.
like that's true to the character. Especially, there's another issue in this series I won't speak about, but they used it to the extent where I'm like, this is not this character at all. Either
Yeah,
character, let's just put it that way.
yeah, and that's one thing too, where I almost feel the one thing I didn't like is obviously because Miles Morales is a character of color. They almost sometimes it almost feels like they say, "Oh, this character has to speak like this." Like
Yeah, like
there's
to
nothing
over
that
amplify it.
yeah, like there's nothing that says because of the color he can't have perfect English and be really intelligent. So I don't know why they sometimes need to add that in, or they feel they need to add that in. That's the biggest thing that put me off with it. But I said, other than that, which it wasn't much, it wasn't like the whole thing was. I thought it was a very interesting comic. I enjoyed it. I like the villains. I maybe, like I said, it makes me want to read more of the What If Miles Morales
Mhm.
series, and it's the first one we're doing back. It's got us back into reviewing books on the Codex podcast. So maybe in the future, my rating may even go up because I remember this time when I was off, and then we came back to doing reviews on the Codex podcast. But overall, What If Miles Morales Became Captain America is a very good book. I recommend it, and I give it an 8.5.
Ooh, nice score, nice.
Now,
Um,
what about you, my friend?
I so you hit on major points where I can't really go around. I feel like the biggest problem I have with this book is Uncle Aaron left the super soldier serum in the fridge.
Yeah, not too
That
smart.
was the most laziest writing I've ever heard in my life. Like I was like, you literally left something that can transform someone into a super soldier.
Yeah,
It
good point.
hiding it, might I add, in the fridge. The only thing that goes in the fridge is milk, cookies, and Alex from Green Lantern. That is it.
I knew the reference was coming up. I
Yeah.
was waiting for that.
This is the only thing that goes in the fridges. That super soldier serum, so your nephew can find it and fall on it and be like, I am Captain
What is
America
this?
now. Yeah. I wonder what this is. It smells kind of funny. So that was a big turn down for me. But I think over that, and like you kind of said, the slang, this did not do it as bad as another issue that they did. This was actually like contemporary compared to a later issue that they do.
You can mention the issue if you want.
I'd rather let the readers see, because if they're gonna buy the whole thing, I want them to be as miserable as I was on that issue. It was like the first 2 pages, and I was like, no. So I think because each issue, Uncle Aaron plays a character that is significant to the corresponding role. So I think he was Winter Soldier in this, if I am not mistaken. I tried looking, I didn't get far enough. Um, he's technically still the same thing as the Prowler to what uh, Miles is, but he's the counterpart of what he is. So like Captain America has Winter Soldier. The Wolverine one has Sabretooth as
Okay.
Uncle Aaron. And then the third one is Hulk. He was Abomination, technically. And
Okay.
then the one that I will not speak of, he was in something I won't speak of. And that, and then at 5, he's the Prowler, because it's back to the Spider-Man role again.
Okay.
Um, so I like the way they still stole. They keep telling the story again of like him being what he lost. So every issue is what he cared about most and lost the most of, which still holds true to what Miles Morales' original character was, which is I thought was a cool little add into it because it keeps that little tidbit still alive. Um, But yeah, I think Sam Wilson should just be agent like the he should be Nick Fury. He should be a lead Shield. Like 100%. That made me want him as leader of Shield. I was like, give up the Falcon wings and just go right in, bud. You're good. Because I thought he kind of stole the show
Oh.
a few times.
Or throughout the whole thing though? Or
I feel like there's a couple panels where it was like he took over.
no.
So I want to say at least like a 40% of that book, I was like, I'm with more of Sam Wilson than I am Miles Morales at this point.
Oh, okay.
So I felt like he overshadowed that aspect. It made me want a what if or a continuity change of Sam Wilson being the leader of Shield. Yeah, it's just. Sorry, Kevin throws something in the chat. Got distracted. My ADD. Stop it. But no, it overall, I thought the artwork was good. I thought that the way they were telling the story was keen on like the Miles Morales and Captain America storyline, but intertwined well. I just couldn't get over the fridge debacle, and I couldn't get over the slang itself, and the fact that your main character of the story got overshadowed to me by a secondary character. So overall, if I had to give this an actual rating, I would give this like it'd be like a 7.25 for me, around there, because it's in between there, because if I say 7, it's because of the story, it's because of the fridge thing. 7.5 is because of the fact that it overshadowed with Sam Wilson. So I'm right in the middle there.
So still good, you know. Yeah. 7.
It isn't a Man of War.
Yeah. Extra Man of War. Well, one day we may have to continue, or at least I'll have to continue that another time. But
yeah, you can do a Codex review on that all you want, bud.
I have to take that, but yeah. So, what if Miles Morales became Captain America? I give it an 8.5. Jamie gives it a 7.25.